record on this computer. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So it is Purva Bhadrapada, the 25th nakshatra in the 27 nakshatra belt system. And I just want to tell you the zodiac position of this nakshatra, right? The zodiac position of, I want people to mute themselves, please. Okay, okay. Now they are mute. Thank you. Okay, so it is 20 degree of Aquarius to 3 degree 20 minutes of Pisces. The nakshatra padas are Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer. These are the four padas that are associated with this particular nakshatra. Ruling planet is Jupiter, right? Motivation is the artha motivation, which is wealth and money and material gains. Ayurvedic dosha is the vata, gana is the manushya, orientation is the adhomukha, facing downwards, right? The quality of this nakshatra is ugra, and which is very severe, very sharp, and very, it's like very furious nakshatra. Caste is Brahmin, guna is sattva rajas, and the shakti is yajamana, udyamana shakti. Okay, and it's the power to raise the evolutionary level, or power of spiritual fire, right? That's is called, and it awakens the spirituality in person. The yoni is male line, and the sides of the body parts include the ribs, abdomen, sides of the legs, left thigh, and the soles of the feet. Activity is the passive activity. The word purva means first, bhadra means blessed, and pada means foot. So it is the first blessed foot, right? The first auspicious foot, the first happy foot. So that's the meaning. But then to have this happy foot, it takes lots and lots and lots of challenges in this nakshatra, which I'll explain in a conventional way, though we have all the presentation ready here. But then I always take the presentation, uh, you know, at the second level. Okay, so at the first level, I'll try and explain you my understanding and my experience of this particular nakshatra. Ladies and gentlemen, this nakshatra lies between Aquarius and the Pisces. So the three padas, the first three padas are in the sign of Aquarius. And let me just do it again. Undo. Okay. Right. So first three padas are in the sign of 11 Aquarius. Okay. And the last pada is with the Pisces, which is 12. So we have Saturn sitting here, and we have Jupiter sitting here as the owner of the Rashi. So definitely the Saturn energy and the energy of Jupiter is involved in this particular nakshatra of Purva Bhadrapada. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the overall planet, which is associated with the Purva, Bhadrapada, Bhadrapada, is Jupiter. Now, this is the association. Okay. So, association means lot of energy of Jupiter is there with this, or Jupiter is taking all the energy from Purva Bhadrapada, the pocket of Purva Bhadrapada, and just giving to everyone. So, whenever Jupiter is involved, that means there's a lot of spirituality, lot of Jyotish, lot of Tantra, Mantra, Yantra are involved. Obviously, wherever Jupiter or Guru is involved, the biggest energy which is involved is the energy of transformation. Because, see, imagine your life before having Guru in life and after having Guru in life. You know, what Guru has brought in your life is a transformation. And at times, that transformation is very hard for few people. For few people, the transformation is easy. It's not hard at all. Now, this and look at what is the meaning of the 11th and the 12th house in the Kal Purush or in the Mesha Lagna. The 11th house represents hopes, wishes, and desires. Your social media, networking, your elder brother, sister, your elder siblings. They're all seen from the 11th house. Also, the Guru Charana is seen from the 11th house, right? But on the same time, what is the 12th house? Ladies and gentlemen, the 12th house is nothing but it is exactly going away from the 11th house to the Pisces, which is house of moksha. Okay. Now, the problem is that this nakshatra is a bridge between the 11th house or the sign, 11th sign. Whenever I say 11th house, I talk about the Kal Purush Kundli, the Mesha Lagna. So it is a bridge between Aquarius and Pisces. It is a bridge between hopes, wishes, desires, and moksha, getting enlightened, getting free. So it is like a push and a pull. Okay. So 11th house is a house that pulls you. Okay. And 12th is a house or a sign is a sign that pushes you. Remember this always. So if one is pulling you, that means the direction is like this. And if something is pushing you, the direction is like this. So north and the south, the Swargaloka or the Yamaloka. Whenever something pulls, something that pulls you, attracts you completely, it is Rahu. And something that pushes you away is Ketu. Remember this always. Right? You get attracted towards hopes, wishes, desires, money, cash, everything. That's a pull. And when you just want to give everything away and just go away, that is a push. Now, this nakshatra is a nakshatra which is facing a push and a pull. Because when it comes to Aquarius, the first three padas, the Major energy is a combination of Jupiter, Saturn, and Aja Ekapada, which is the DT. Which is one of the forms of Rudra. It's a goat with one leg. It's like a unicorn that you see. People call it dragon, a fiery dragon. And this particular form of Rudra had come to revitalize Varuna. Very important. People don't talk about it, but revitalization of Varuna. Because just before this, you had Satabhisha, and now it is time to revitalize Varuna, which was somehow was actually downgraded to an asura from a devta. This form of Aja Ekapada is is an energy that has two polarities, you know. It is a fire without a birth. Now, when I speak these lines, you know, fire without a birth, it simply means it is a pillar of a fire or the linga, which is rising a kundalini. It is considered as one of the unborn lightning and a form of Agni. For an example, when you have a thunderstorm और उसमें वो जो बिजली आके जमीन को छू के ऊपर चली जाती है within a second, within a flash of a second, that energy, you know, it comes and goes. It is unborn. It doesn't have a birth. It is not a permanent. But that energy has fire in it. Lot of fire. And that is the highest form of Agni. That is the most natural form of Agni, the only form of Agni which is coming from top to bottom. When I say top to bottom, is you people, me, myself. We have come from top to bottom. And when I say top to bottom, actually we have two phases of our life. One is our past life karmas, and one are our pending karmas. And then this goes away. This is the exactly same form that we have when we take birth. It's like a spark. And this is a spark which is used to transform. एक छोटा सा spark इंसान को completely transform कर सकता है. Why I'm spending so much of time on transformation? Because these people, one fine day in their life, get transformed. There's the energy of transformation which is involved with this nakshatra. Huge transformation from Aquarius to Pisces. This is a bridge. And you know what? I personally believe that I have few people in my relatives and in my family to whom I have closely observed based on Jupiter, Saturn, and then, if you are in the fourth pada, it is huge amount of Jupiter energy which is involved, because it is the Vimshotri Dasha rulership or the association of the graha or the planet with this particular nakshatra is Jupiter, and the Pisces also belongs to Jupiter. So it is like a double force of Jupiter. It's like a push which is given by the Jupiter in the Chaturth pada. When I was first trying to understand Purva Bhadrapada, the Ekapada deity has to be understood very well. I want to show you the picture of Aja Ekapada so that you can understand what form of Rudra this is. This is the form of Rudra I'm talking about. This form is standing on one feet. And it's a very Ugra. Since it is Rudra Rupa, one of the form of Rudra, it can blow fire. And you see there are two different energies, one on the left, one on the right, which is again a push and a pull. It is also represented by a two-faced man, this energy of the Purva Bhadrapada. Now, what do you mean by the two-faced man? It clearly means dual personality. Okay, Shiva is anyways Ardhanarishvara. So dual personality means I have seen Purva Bhadrapada people who live a very corporate life in the morning. They have all sort of 11th house traits, socializing in the morning, going to their ultra sophisticated job, and in the evening they will start learning Jyotish. In the evening they will be very much interested in occult sciences. In the evening they may spend their whole evening trying to understand mantra, tantra, tantric vidhis. How is this black magic working? Very intense. Because all the tantra, mantra and yantra belong to Shiva. Shiva was the first guru of all the 7 Sapatrishis. Shiva was one energy who created the Guru Shishya Parampara. So Shiva in the Rudra Rupa and Aja Ekapada is out of the 11 Rudras, one of the 11 Rudras, which is showing you that, hey, you have to live on one leg. When you say that I am on one leg since morning, what do you mean? You mean that you are so attentive, focused, and trying to balance things. That is the meaning of standing on one leg. Because when you stand on one leg, your focus is on balancing things and balancing yourself. It is also, what does Yogi says? Ajay Pata, who is might besides earth and heaven. Okay. All right. Thanks. So balancing on one leg, and that balancing on one leg for Purva Bhadrapada means nothing to balance outside, but to balance everything inside. There is turbulence, there is Rudra energy inside of the Purva Bhadrapada person. They need to balance themselves inside than the outside. You have to work a lot in your life. You have to be on the toes. You have to be on one leg. One-footed form of Shiva is also a form of yoga. And I've seen people with Purva Bhadrapada, maybe in 36th or 38th or 40th or 45th or 50th year of their life, suddenly they will be extremely attracted towards yoga sadhana, yoga. They will be madly attracted towards yoga, and that yoga and Ayurveda becomes the only key for fitness to them. There is also an Ekapada yoga technique, or there is something called Ekpada Asan, which is also available, and all the rishis and munis have done sadhana by standing on one leg. If you have seen that, there is a pranam that is done by standing on one leg, is to create balance. Balance between Aquarius and Pisces, balance between your hopes, wishes, and desires and moksha. But the problem with this nakshatra is that there is turbulence. The problem with this nakshatra is that it has that Rudra energy. These people give a lot of effort, a lot of effort. They want to be independent in their life always. And that effort is, to get their desired result. But this quest of achieving the desired results at times bring them in a very high self-inflicting behavior, with themselves. There is a turbulence inside. However, these people are pretty helping people. They want to help a lot of people. They can help you if you are in need. But whenever they try to help someone, it backfires at them. It will backfire. And then the transformation starts. And that help may not be monetary. That help may be an emotional help. And then they become rebellious, and then the pull is gone and the push starts. At that point of time, they understand the purpose of life. They understand what is balance. And they also understand that life is not easy. All these words take you to the 12th house. They understand that, hey, look, life is extremely difficult. They feel sensitive, they feel unloved. And this may not be true with everyone, but there are certain positions of the graha, especially when you have Chandra. This pattern of this nakshatra is so beautiful that in one life, it gives you all the experiences. The experience of the corporate world and, of everything which is related to the 11th Rashi or the 11th house. But on the same time, it gives you a very strong taste of moksha as well. And then the quest starts. And then the quest starts. And that quest is purify yourself. They are attracted towards Kundalini. And one thing I've really realized with this nakshatra is that these people have a lot of sufferings. They feel unloved, especially if you have Sun or Saturn. At times you can feel not loved during your childhood. But on the same time, this nakshatra carries lots and lots of past life karmic settlements and karmas. There is a lot of karma settlement with this nakshatra, because this nakshatra is a bridge between the artha and the moksha. This is a bridge that will take you from your hopes, wishes, and desires, which is Rahu, towards liberation, which is Ketu. But the problem with this nakshatra is that this is a Ugra nakshatra. And when it is Ugra, there's another sign which is involved with this nakshatra, is like crossed swords, talware do, crossed. And in many classics, it says like it is like a two bones and a skull. And this shows that these people, I have seen people who are so much interested in learning and getting things done through Tantra. Their belief in the Tantra system may go higher. Their belief in paranormal activities or belief in quick results from any vidya, which is usually Tantra, black magic, because it is like that, that striking bijli ekdam se aati hai aur phir chali jati hai. And this also, this energy also gives these people something called killing instinct. If you have a killing instinct, and this killing instinct can be a very smart thing, a very good thing. I've seen this in sports persons, CEOs, and it is used in Kali Yuga as a very positive word, that hey, this person has got a very killing instinct to achieve things, and this nakshatra, 70% of this nakshatra has malefic energy. And when I say malefic, that means the energy which is associated with malefic planets will do well, will do great here. And I personally believe that this is one of the best positions to have two planets, which is Saturn or Rahu. They do well here. Rahu, although is a co-lord of Aquarius, but then Saturn gives strength here. It gains strength here. because he gets opportunity to do highest karmic settlements here. He's getting free so that he can become the natural significator of the 12th house. He's unloading his weight. वो unload कर रहा है आपको अपने आप को यहाँ पर. And that is the reason that people have highest level of karmic settlements. People who have Chandra or Brahaspati or Surya or any other planet, based on the house rulership of that planet in the Kundli. Based on the house rulership of that planet in the Kundli, these people have karmic settlements. And a lot of in number, lot of karmic settlements. And Rahu is absolutely outstanding and powerful in the Purva Bhadrapada. Though, this nakshatra is a nakshatra which will transform Rahu into the highest level of divine energy. I repeat, this will transform Rahu in the highest level of divine energy. Aquarius is also called Kumbha. Okay, it's also called Kumbha. And the plant associated with this, the tree, is the mango tree. And how many of you have seen a coconut and the leaves of the mango tree and a kalash, which is used in almost every puja? And coconut, a nariyal, is represented by Rahu, and Kumbha, and it is used with the moli. It's tied up with the moli, and with every puja, every anushthan, we use this. And I'm telling you in a very layman term, in a very layman way, that hey, Rahu, especially in this particular nakshatra, gets a divine push. A divine push. It is outstanding position if you have Rahu. For Sun, it is again a good position because eventually it will give you a strong authority, because you have the backing of Shiva and Jupiter. The only requirement if you have Surya here is to become an avid devotee of Shiva. You should dance on the mantras of Shiva. You should dance. Because there is another rupa of Shiva where Shiva is like a Natarajan and he's on one leg and there's a fire all around. He's standing on one leg and there's a fire all around. You should dance on the mantras of Shiva. The people who sing and dance on the mantras of Shiva. Jupiter eventually does well. In the beginning, there might be some hardships, but if you have Jupiter, the person will eventually find the real purpose of his existence. It will have that killing instinct, sudden transformation. बिजली एकदम से गिरती है और वो चली जाती है. So that is a sudden transformation that happens. Extremely sudden transformation. Hey, today I was doing this, and tomorrow I am completely a changed person. In the morning, I was a corporate guy, and in the evening, I am doing my Kali Siddhi. I'm learning Jyotish. Because the two face, one face is on this side, the other face on this side, or one face is the north and the other face face is the south. I have seen either these people will be very spiritual for some days, and for some days they can become Nastic. The other way I can say is that these people can be extremely spiritual or they can be extremely atheist. These people can be extremely happy or these people can be extremely hollow, alone, isolated, which creates turbulence. And if you are a male and if your Venus is here, there are very strong chances that you will grow after the marriage, because that is a happy foot, a lucky foot. Venus is your wife, but on the same time, your wife's presence will transform you into learning Jyotish, and there could be some agreement. You know, agreement means that you will agree to your wife more than your wife agrees to you. If you're a male and if you have that Venus in this particular nakshatra, on the same time, you will be more devoted towards your family and wife. If you have Ketu here, this is going to give you a very, very strong sense of occult sciences, spirituality, and it is going to give you a deep sense of non-materialism. It may, I mean, it may sound difficult. It may sound difficult. It may sound problematic, but on the same time, that is the key to the mystery of moksha. Mercury here can give you some harshness that you may receive from others in communication, or your internal turbulence can give you some harshness. But then eventually in your life, in your mid 30s or early 30s, you will start settling down and there will be huge transformation. Mars, in this particular nakshatra, people have to deal with their angers, anger issues. Lot of anger issues can be there because it has that energy of Rudra. So we've covered Saturn, Rahu, Sun, Jupiter, Venus, Ketu, Mars, Mercury. You see, this nakshatra, is like there's a chaos all around, and suddenly something happened and you transform, and there is huge amount of peace and self-contentness that comes. This is called the real transformation. See, one thing I've realized here after studying this nakshatra is that one has to really work hard to achieve real moksha or real free will. Purpose of life can only be attained if you can balance your life. This is what this nakshatra says. But since this has the Rudra's energy, to reach to that purpose, there is a lot of turbulence which is involved, lot of turbulence in their life, lot of transformation in their life, lot of happy and unhappy moments, lots and lots of karma settlement. My Guruji used to say, hey Navneet, this is a nakshatra which has a lot of turbulence and sudden transformation. And it is like an extreme transformation. It is a battle between light and darkness. And the only energy that can help you here is nothing else but Shiva. Shiva is one energy that can help you achieve one thing in life, and that is for sure. And that achievement is to control your anger. That's the biggest thing. Especially if you have Mars in this nakshatra, you will have to deal with your anger issues. There's no doubt about it. You have that Rahu, you'll be very swift, very quick. And the best thing, that you can offer if you are born in this nakshatra to Shiva is to offer yourself. Just offer yourself, surrender. Venus does very well, but he has to deal with initial issues of marriage. And I always believe that women is more powerful than men. The only reason for women or females, for being more powerful is that because they start their transformation very early. Suddenly, Nitika Narula changed to Nitika Chitkara. It's a transformation. Males do not change from Navneet Chitkara to Navneet Narula. No, it is not happening, because it is the Mars which is strong with the men, and it is the Venus which is more strong with the female. Mars is Ahankara, and Venus is laying off your Ahankara and complete devotion dedicated to the Mars. It is just like devotees, who change their name. Suddenly from Navneet Chitkara, you become Navneet Krishna Das or Navneet Gopal Das, because you are initiated by a guru. What is guru trying to tell you? Guru is trying to tell you to lay off your Ahankara. You see, actors change their name. And that is why, Venus becomes the guru of this sansara. And Brahaspati is the guru of the devatas, not us. If you are absolutely mistaken that Devaguru Brahaspati is our guru, no, he's not. You have to become a devata. You have to become a devata so that he can become your guru. Here, your guru is Venus. Here, your energy that can control your Mars is Shiva, and that was the reason that Shukra went into Shiva for 12,000 years and did his meditation and did his mantra. This transformation from your surname, you belong to your father when you were born as a daughter. Suddenly you start belonging to your husband completely. You change your dharma, you change your gotra. And it is time for each one of us to change our dharma from hopes, wishes, and desires to what our guru is saying. That's what I mean. That's what I'm trying to tell you from last 15 minutes. You all have Purva Bhadrapada in your Kundli. You all have. That means you all have that opportunity to lay off some things and try to look forward, towards some higher scale or some higher plane. And for that, you'll have to look down first. That is why it is adhomukha, down. You have to look in your karmas. You have to look in your past so that you can learn from it and you can take your future to the next level, where you will be handed over from Shukracharya to Brahaspati. That kind of a transformation is a transformation which is associated with this particular nakshatra, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I have understood from this nakshatra. How many of you can relate to what I've said based on the planets that you have? Yes, Rachitji.
Yes, sir. Absolutely, word by word, I relate to it, sir. As you also know, a typical morning corporate person, evening, doing a lot of, research, reading on Jyotish, have a strong inclination, now to Ayurveda, as you mentioned, to yoga, keep reading, about Sadhguru, Kriya Yoga, Paramahansa, spirituality.
Yeah.
And then I also have this, as since it's a Ugra Nakshatra, I have a
Mm.
lot of bechani inside, sir. Till the time I achieve my mission. Under both
not-
bechani rehti hai, turbulence.
It's not outside, it's inside.
Yes, it's inside. And Venus, being the lord of my 5th and the 12th house, I've also, over the last few years got a lot devoted, to my family,
Yeah.
to my wife, to my kids.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
just, waiting for that moment, when I can connect with them again.
Yeah. Yeah. Amazing.
So very true, sir. Very true.
Fantastic. Anyone else who would like to say anything? We have Richa ji here. Simrat, before we call Richa ji, Simrat, what would you like to say?
So when I was listening to your lecture, I was like, oh, I don't have any planet in this. So I was like, okay, casually I was listening to it. And then by the end of your lecture, I was like, this is half me. How come I don't have any planet? And I went back and guess what, sir? I have my Bhrigu Bindu point in this.
Oh my God. Amazing. Your real purpose of existence. And there must have been a very, very sudden transformation, like a flash of a light.
It happened, sir. And I can tell you the date. It was 13th April 2013 when it happened.
Wow.
It was a transformation. I can never forget that day.
Wow.
So I went to the Gurdwara and I said, Bhai Guruji, ab bas, you gave me this responsibility. I'm done now. I'm giving it back to you. I don't want this responsibility anymore.
Fantastic.
It was like just sudden.
Wow.
Yeah.
So fantastic. Richa ji, would you like to add something? Do we have Richa ji here?
Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
As we know, this nakshatra represents killer instinct. अगर किसी का भी स्पेसिफिकली 6th हाउस में कोई प्लैनेट है उत्तर भाद्रपद में, तो वो उसको एक तरह से उस नेटिव को शत्रुहंता बना सकता है.
This is called a Shatruhanta Yoga.
Yes.
Yeah.
If any planet like Rahu or Jupiter, अगर जुपिटर यहाँ पे होगा तो वो ओन साइन में आ जाएगा.
बिल्कुल.
तो that will be extremely powerful. तो जो नेटिव है उसकी लाइफ का कुछ भी गोल हो, कुछ भी मतलब हर चीज को वो अचीव कर सकता है और एक शत्रुहंता योग बनाता है, क्योंकि जो 6th हाउस है वो कॉम्पिटिशंस को भी रिप्रेजेंट करता है.
Correct.
तो नेटिव अपनी लाइफ का स्ट्रगल हो, कुछ भी कंपटीशन हो, वो विनर ही होगा फाइनली.
Absolutely. And you know what? I can relate to this from Richaji's son. Who has, I think he's got Jupiter in the sixth house in the Purva Bhadrapada,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And he plays cricket, and there's a local tournament like an IPL which was happening last 15 days ago, and he's under 12, right? Under
This
14,
11-year-old.
under 11, yeah, under 12 player, and he has been sold with the highest price. So the team of the price was like around 40,000 rupees, and this guy has been sold to the team for 23,000 rupees. 60% of the entire team fund, was spent to purchase this guy for the team, right? And he has end up becoming man of the match, man of the series, and winner, and he's got 2 man of the match trophies, right, in the session. So that kind of a killing instinct are seen, at an 11-year-old. So that's about Purva Bhadrapada in the sixth house. And I give you this example.
And मतलब जिस दिन अगर उसका मैच होगा तो वो मतलब सुबह 4 साढ़े 4 बजे से वो उठने की कोशिश कर रहा होता है कि कब दिन निकलेगा, कब मैं उठूं, कब मैं अपनी एक्सरसाइज शुरू करूं.
Yeah, an 11-year
मतलब
old.
इतने किलर इंस्टिंक्ट है कि मुझे जीतना है तो हर हालत में जीतना ही है.
And there are
और वो जब
yeah, please.
मतलब इंडियन टीम के मैचेस अभी जब चल रहे होते हैं तो अगर कोई प्लेयर आउट हो जाता है तो अभी तो वो पहले से बेटर हो गया है. अदरवाइज 3-4 साल पहले तो वो उस दिन खाना ही नहीं खाता.
That dedication is there, that they will give their 100% for one particular thing. अगर आप उनको assign कर दोगे, that is what is seen in the Purva Bhadrapada, right? And he's also made to play with under 19 and under 16 players, and he's clean bowled with his pace at the age of 11 to under 19 players. Under 19 के players को वो out कर देता है अपनी pace से और अपनी swing से at the age of 18. So again, that killer instinct, he knows where to ball and where that wicket will come, at that age, right? So that's what is she's talking about, that killing instinct which is there with the Purva Bhadrapada. Thank you, Richaji. Yes, Dr. Shruti.
Hare Krishna, sir. Sir, I have Ketu in the 9th house in this
Wow.
nakshatra.
A sudden transformation, and it will be permanent in Jyotish. Trust me. Permanent.
The blessing is there. That's
Always. Yes, Yogi ji. I salute Yogi ji. It's 4:35 in the morning, and Yogi, this hats off. I love you from bottom of my heart. Yes, Yogi.
Sir, I was like every day when I write Panchang nowadays, I'm just putting up content related to nakshatra.
Yeah.
So when I did this earlier for this nakshatra, I was skimming through like whatever quotes I could found in various Vedas or Upanishads. So I got this one which I pasted here in the chat.
Yeah.
And when I looked up the meaning everywhere, and also because I read Bhagavad Puran.
Yeah.
In that also, Srimad Bhagavatam, it is explained like how this whole Bhulok is being held up, and sun also is held up like with the Dhruva. From Dhruva, sun is held up, like Dhruva is where Prajapati is.
Yeah.
And so this whole heaven and earth are like placed, and on the other side, like on the bottom side of our Bhulok, all our land-based systems, all the down 7 lokas, is where you have Aja Ekapada and Ahir Bhudhanya. These two deities are there. And that's where I think it gets associated with Varuna, because the Ahir Bhudhanya is like the water serpent. Maybe we can call him Sheshnag. I think he's Sheshnag. So that energy and Aja Ekapada, Rudra, who are like holding up all this whole thing. So from their characteristics of deity of Aja Ekapada, we can say they are like very Hat Dharmi, very because he's like standing on one feet and holding
Yeah.
up the whole heaven and earth together.
Yes. Yeah.
So people will be very responsible
Yes.
and very, laborious, very dedicated to whatever they are doing. And what Richa ji explained about her
Yeah.
son, I think it
Yeah.
explains like the dedication they'll have. So they'll be
Yeah.
very responsible people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Fantastic. So, guys, I want you that to do a manthan on it, because I am still, I need time in the next lecture on this particular nakshatra again, because the Purva Bhadrapada and Uttar Bhadrapada are actually so much connected. They work like a pair, and also the Narsimha energy, which is associated with this nakshatra, because the animal which is associated with this is lion, a male lion, and Ma Durga's energy and the association of Prahlada. There's a story behind that, how, on what conditions Vishnuji appeared, right? And what was the way of, finishing Hiranyakashipu, तो वो कैसे हुआ था, और जितनी उनकी conditions थी वो कैसे काटी थी विष्णु जी ने. So this is, we'll be discussing, in the next lecture. But then I want you to do some little bit of homework and research to understand, right, the various padas and then various planets. I've given you a lot of hints, and I've also given you that the first three padas, lot of Saturn energy is there, and then a lot of Jupiter energy in the last pada, and then their own padas are there. So again, it becomes very important for you people to do a lot of manthan, a lot of self analysis, writing something wrong, or just scanning and skimming, reading a lot of literature on this particular nakshatra and the planetary positions. Suddenly, when you will listen to my next lecture, you'll realize that, hey, we can relate to so many things, right? Because whatever I've given you, it will take at least 1 week for you people to digest it. So digest it, and then I'll give you more. Then eat it, and then that will run in your blood for whole of your life. That's how we teach, Jyotish. You cannot always master Jyotish. You can always, practice Jyotish. Okay, like a doctor. Doctors practice Jyotish. Okay, so chartered accountants, they practice, their accountancy. Similarly, Jyotish is one thing we practice. When we say practice, it means that we are upgrading ourselves and we are learning every day. Every single day, we are learning something. That is the meaning of the practice. Every single day, we are improving. An athlete practices to improve his stamina, his knowledge, his performance. So that is what Jyotish is. Jyotish is not that I am an expert, or my Guruji is an expert, or everyone is an expert. They all are practicing. But since they are practicing from long, their mental stamina and spiritual stamina is far more higher than what is mine, and you are behind me. So that's how this lineage is going on, and that is the exact meaning of Jyotish. Yes, Rashmi ji.
हरे कृष्णा गुरुजी.
Hare Krishna.
सॉरी गुरुजी, मैंने बोला था कि मेरा मून है, मेरा नहीं है, मेरी सिस्टर का है. मेरा सन है पूर्व पादपदा में.
जी.
और उसकी एक बहुत पिक्यूलियर नेचर है. जैसे वो मॉर्निंग से उठती है, अर्ली राइजर है. सुबह से लेके रात तक, से अराउंड 11-12 हो जाएगा उसका, वो एक ही पैर पे काम करती रहती है. मतलब उसका एक वर्ड है कि मैं अब बैठ रही हूँ. कंटिन्यूअसली जो कुछ भी करती है, बहुत डेडिकेटेडली, बहुत रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी से. सो मच सो सर, आई वांट टू शेयर समथिंग कि मैंने जब व्हेन आई वाज एसोसिएटेड एंड आई स्टार्टेड माय कोर्स, तो मैं उससे शेयर करती थी. एंड उसने आपसे भी थोड़ा सा बात. तो पिछले 1-1.5 साल से, लाइक आई एम नॉट रिस्पॉन्डिंग द वे आई एम सपोज टू. मैं लैक हूँ आपके उसमें, बट शी इज डिलीजेंटली, मतलब डिलीजेंटली आपको फॉलो कर रही है. डिलीजेंटली उसका ज्योतिष में. एंड ऑफ लेट इधर 3-4 महीने से तो आयुर्वेदा में उसने सारी दवाइयां वगैरह अपने छोड़ के आयुर्वेदा को स्टडी करना, आयुर्वेदा को प्रैक्टिस करना, सब कुछ. and she
जी,
consider you as her guru. कि जब आप बोलेंगे तो वो मतलब लाइक मी ऑल्सो, लेकिन मेरे से पहले वो मुझे बताती है कि देखो ये वीडियो आ गया, इसको देखो, गुरुजी ने बताया है, इसको ऐसे करो।
जी, जी,
तो जो आपने बोला ये पूर्व भाद्रपदा के लिए,
जी,
मेरी सिस्टर पे तो जितना मैं उसको जानती हूँ 100% एवरीथिंग गोज लाइक इट।
यस। अच्छा, एक चीज और, फिजिकल ट्रेट्स में पता नहीं आप लोग कैसे उसको करोगे, उनका ना हमेशा थोड़ा सा राइट फुट और लेफ्ट फुट के साइज में थोड़ा सा फर्क होता है।
फर्क है सर।
there always a difference between the right foot and the left foot, and also उनके ये जो चीक्स की जो बोन्स है ना, ये थोड़ी सी प्रोमिनेंट होती है।
वो भी प्रोमिनेंट है सर। गुस्सा उसको जब आती है ना तो हम लोग कहते हैं आज चंडी आ गई।
यस, सो वो थोड़ी
कितनी
सी
गुस्सा होती है,
ये
हाँ।
जो चीक्स की जो बोन्स होंगी, इवन विद रिचाज सन आल्सो, द चीक्स, जो चीक की जो थोड़ी सी बोन है, वो ध्यान से अगर उसको नोटिस करो तो इट विल बी लिटिल थोड़ी सी बाहर और थोड़ी सी स्ट्रॉन्ग, एंड ऑन द सेम टाइम देयर ऑलवेज बी अ डिफरेंस बिटवीन द राइट फुट एंड द लेफ्ट फुट।
हाँ, उसके वो चप्पलों में थोड़ी सा दिक्कत होती है उसमें थोड़ा।
या या या
आई
ग्रेट। या
आई हैव सन इन पूर्व भारत।
oh wow, great. Yes, Raju ji.
Hare Krishna, sir.
Hare Krishna.
I've got nothing in Bhadраpada actually, but just there are two things that struck me a lot here. What you talked about, the killing instinct,
Yeah.
and about the deity that stands on one leg, which is very particular compared to the other nakshatras. Now, say someone has got the ascendant being in Purva Bhadrapada.
Yeah.
Now, that killing instinct, how would you interpret that? What would that mean in that case? Because earlier we talked about the sixth house, about something particular.
See,
But here, does it mean general?
No. Actually, what? See, ascendant is like your blueprint of your life. Now,
Right.
when I say blueprint, I would further simplify my statement. When I further simplify my statement, I mean it is the secret of your life pattern. It is a secret of your nature, your career choices, and the way you perform things. This is called the blueprint.
Right.
Okay. Now, when you have your ascendant associated with Purva Bhadrapada, your nature becomes the killing instinct. Be it anything, be it a small sports that you play or any adventurous activity that you do. You want to kill and win.
Okay, you want to be a winner, like anything that you start with, like
Yes.
can it be a job, the work, can it be
Anything.
personal things? Okay.
Anything. And even your career choices are of a nature which requires that killing instinct. That's the exact meaning of having ascendant, which is the blueprint, which is the secret of your life pattern.
Okay. And now when we speak about the balance now between the desires and the hope,
Yeah.
Do we mean as well between the responsibilities as well? Can we
Yes.
put that as well
Yes, we can.
into it?
Because
So like you
hopes,
said,
wishes, and
someone works, let's say works during the day in a corporate and then goes back at home. So it's a balance between the responsibilities
yes,
at work
yes.
and at home as well.
Absolutely. It is
Right,
like yin
right.
and yang.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Right. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I appreciate. Thanks. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So I hope you've understood